Hi, I wanted to show a comparison on the Apple Watch Series 1 versus the Fitbit Charge 2 for anybody who might be looking for an activity tracker that also does a good job with notifications. Now, if you're shopping for a smartwatch, it's a little bit of a different category, and obviously the Apple Watch falls into both. Fitbit falls into the activity tracking portion more. So I couldn't decide which one to go with, and I've been using both for a couple of weeks or so, and I wanted to kind of share some of my thoughts about each. Now, the Fitbit Charge 2 is $150 currently. The Apple Watch Series 1 is about double that and obviously does a lot more. I chose the Apple Watch Series 1 because I don't need GPS, I don't need waterproofing, which is features of the Series 2 Apple Watch. And as a cyclist, I always bring my phone with me anyways. One of the nice things that I like about the Apple Watch is that I can very easily use an app like Cyclometer for cycling. I can see that on the Apple Watch. It tracks a lot of that, and everything gets put into the activity app that's on the iPhone, where the Fitbit does not add any of the data to HomeKit. Now, the Fitbit's a lot easier to use if you're choosing to track steps. You can see that it's touch enabled in terms of touching the band changes the screens around. You can touch the screen. I'm paying attention to steps, flights of stairs, heartbeat, active minutes, calories burned. The Apple Watch will obviously track much of the same. And what you do instead of tracking Fitbit's step goals is you try to close the rings on the Apple Watch, as I'm sure you know. But if you go into the activity app and scroll down, it also does track steps, distance, calories burned, although it's active calories, not all calories. And then both feature something that allows you to get off of your behind once per hour. For Apple, it's the stand goal. For the Fitbit Charge 2, it's 250 steps per hour. So at about 10 minutes to each hour, you'll get a prompt on both devices prompting you to get up and move around a little bit, which is good. One of the reasons why I decided at the end of this to go with the Apple Watch is if I view this only as an activity tracker, and then the extra smartwatch features such as notifications as bonuses, then I've got a little bit more of an attitude towards it, because it does seem a little bit expensive for an activity tracker, but because I can combine it with third-party apps that are very good, and because I can attach an external heart monitor chest strap to it, it's more value to me. Bands can be interchanged with both. Size-wise, the Apple Watch is still a little bit smaller than a Fitbit Blaze, for example, but if you look at this, the bands for both are about the same size. The Apple Watch obviously has a full color screen. It's got the digital crown, and it's much larger than the Fitbit screen. But if you look at the thickness, the Apple Watch is actually a little bit thinner, and in my opinion, a little bit more comfortable to wear as well. One of the other things that Fitbit's got going for it, obviously, is the social feature where you can compete and encourage your friends, where I've got a lot more Fitbit friends and only a couple people that I know that have an Apple Watch. One of the things that is cool about the week challenges and the weekend challenges, for example, is competing with your friends, but it also encourages you to do, if you're really into the competitive side, really to focus on the steps more than I would like to. So if I have the option of doing a bike ride or steps, a lot of times I'll choose to go with the steps when I'm wearing a Fitbit, because I feel like I have to beat my sister or beat my friends, for example, whereas on the Apple Watch, I feel like I get credit for anything that I do because I'm just trying to close the rings. When you do a bike ride on the Fitbit, they don't count as steps because you're not taking any steps when you're doing a bike ride, obviously. So after a couple of weeks of testing both, they're both very, very good devices. If your primary goal is to do heart rate, and both of them have these optical heart rate sensors, which are pretty good, not nearly as good as a chest strap, but they'll let you know what your heart rate is. Fitbit Charge 2 features sleep tracking. I don't really like wearing it when I sleep, so that's not a big feature for me anyways. Battery life is much better on the Fitbit, 4 to 5 days compared to a day or two with the Apple Watch. But again, if I'm not going to wear it to sleep, I'm probably going to charge both each night anyway, so that's not as big a deal to me. Interactions with all the other App Store apps on the Apple Watch make this kind of a nice feature. You can get call notifications, text notifications, and calendar notifications on the Fitbit, but the text, for example, will only appear. You can see who's texting you, and you can see a portion of the message slowly scrolling past the screen, and you can't always see it. And if the screen goes dark on you, you've lost it. Whereas on the Apple Watch, you can see the screen, you can see the text, you can see the call, you can answer the call, you can decline the call, you can answer the text, you can see the entire text, and things like that. So, for my money, if you are going to do a true fitness tracker, and if you're viewing the Apple Watch as a fitness tracker, I think it's a very, very good one for most people who are just trying to stay in shape. So for me, rather than wearing this on one arm and a regular watch on the other arm, I'll wear this most of the time and then just take it off when I'm going out and wear a nice watch or something like that. I do have one extra band that I purchased. It's the black nylon band. But I'm not going to be one of the guys that kind of really tries to dress this up and make it look like a really nice premium watch, because for me it's a fitness tracker. It's not a watch. And if you compare this to higher end options from Garmin or from Fitbit, which tend to be about $250 and up anyways, I think at $299 this is a good buy. This is a 42-inch size. The smaller size is a little bit less, as you know. So for my money, Apple Watch Series 1, I think, squeaks past the Fitbit Charge 2, because this can do almost everything this can do. This can do a lot more, plus integrate with my third-party health apps and other apps much better. Personally, I think it's a little more comfortable to wear on the wrist. It's a little more cool looking, and I think I'm going to stick with it. Thank you.